Well, I am here at Asset Week about a week before Lock-In tournament starts. Lock-In, no hyphen, I've been told to say. Of course, this coverage is brought to you by Alienware. I'm joined right now by two members of Golden Guardians. Is it Olive yet, or is it still a Blaze Olive? What are you doing?
It's still a Blaze
A
Olive.
Blaze Olive. Okay.
It will never be Olive. It'll probably be a Blaze, if anything, or Blaze.
Really? But
Probably.
people call you Olive.
People call me both.
Yes. I just feel like I've never heard anybody refer to you as a Blaze. I've only heard them refer to you as Olive.
It's just coincidence.
Yes. Inero also here on the coaching side to talk about Golden Guardians' exciting new year. So actually, I'm going to ask you to hand the microphone off already to Inero so I can ask him a little bit about building this roster in the offseason and how it came about and why these players.
Is that the question?
Yes.
That was it?
I mean, it's the beginning of the year. I'm throwing a lot at you.
Like you asked me, you're going to ask me about this, and
Yes.
that was just the question.
Yes, I know. This is when people rush to the comments to say Travis doesn't know how to interview.
All right. Yeah, starting with the roster for LCS, obviously returning, we have Licorice and Olive coming with us. I just called you Olive.
Yes, a Blaze.
Licorice and a Blaze
Yes.
coming back. Yeah, like our core was pretty good overall on the team, and there was still consideration as well with Stixay remaining or Prismo, considering like off-season tryouts and just like available talent across the region. Stixay is obviously retained as a positional coach with us, and Prismo moved with like the other half of Golden Guardians to CLG. With that, like we really wanted to like add some improvements where we could in support in jungle. Like we looked around kind of everywhere. Don't really watch E-Masters too much during the year since like most of our focus is going to be looking at LCK, LPL, and then LCS because that's where we're playing. Started watching E-Masters and stuff through there. It actually came as a like recommendation through Spooks, like one of our assistant coaches. He brought it up as someone that he thought was doing really, really well and wanted us to look at games. We got to look at a couple of tryouts he was doing over there, and like I mean the guy was pretty good.
You're talking
pretty
about
impressed.
Pride Stalker.
Talking about Pride Stalker.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
would
you
assume
said
we're
all
talking
that
about
stuff.
the jungle.
Yes,
You
you were building. I feel like
Yeah.
I just wanted to get it.
So yeah, I mean, we talked to him. We talked to like a couple different people, and we did a couple of tryouts involving like players currently on the team. And yeah, we were pretty happy with it. We moved on to that. Super vocal player, which is something we're really, really looking for. And then yeah, in support, like I've worked with Jusung in the past, Ole. Like I really liked working with him. He had a lot of stuff that was kind of going on, like personally that he had been working on, and that's why he took like a big break away from League. Not sure if people like saw his posts and everything. He was looking into like game design and stuff to decide if playing pro was really for him, if he had the right like mindset for it. He was getting deep into that. Like he had a lot of job offers going into it, and then eventually just decided I'm going to try to go pro again. I feel like I really, really missed that. And I was talking with him a good bit about stuff, trying to help him out. And yeah, he reached his goal, which was for him getting top 10. He wanted to be the highest ranked support on the Korean ladder. Like he got that for himself. And then decided he wanted to go pro. Like reached out to me. We talked a good bit, and it was pretty easy to set up. And then Lost, like I mean, I've worked with Lost too. A lot of this are guys that have experience working with in the past, and felt like with the pieces that we had on our team were good fits overall for kind of what we needed to push ourselves to the next level. I know like we finished 8th last split, but with our core, I felt like we had a really good environment, really good setup. Obviously, we didn't really go very far, but we were getting a lot better towards the end. So, yeah, I felt like these pieces were really good improvements for what we needed to just kind of push it to the next level. So,
Yeah. Well, Olive, I kind of want to just get your perspective on what it's been like as a player. Yeah, you can steal the microphone back. On what it's, I'm getting a second or a third microphone. It's disappeared. I don't know where it went during COVID, but it'll be around for later interviews. But on your end, I know your first year in the LCS last year. Obviously, you got used to playing with those players. Now there's some new guys coming in. So what was your sort of perspective as you started to see, or the team was talking to you about who your teammates would be in the 2022 season?
I mean, I'm really excited. I've heard really good things and seen really good things. Obviously, talked to Nick a lot about, Ole and Pride Stalker and Lost. Lost, I actually know much better than Ole and Pride Stalker. We did an event, like a TSM Scanning Grounds thing in 2019. So I got to hang out with him there, and we bonded really well. And it was close to being potentially we're on the same team earlier in our careers, but it didn't end up panning out. So I'm actually really excited to play with him. Pride Soccer as well. When the decisions were being made, I was looking at these games as well, and I was really impressed. So I'm really excited. He's really vocal, and I think I work really well with a jungler who really knows what he wants because I'm good at facilitating decision making. So I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to be a really good fit. And with Ole, I've also heard from Nick, why potentially people might not have a good opinion of him, but the reasons behind why he did not look as good at the end of his career will not show up again. I'm quite confident in that. I trust Ole. I trust Nick. So I think things will work really well. I think the team as a whole is going to look really good. I think last year we were really finding our stride near the end. And, I think the whole team will come together with, the coaching we have. We will find our groove, I think.
Yeah. Well, on your end, I remember talking to you a little bit at the end of last year when you were done, and you were kind of reflecting on your path through the year, starting and feeling like you didn't have a great spring split, and then feeling like you really grew a ton in summer. So this year's kind of interesting. You've got like Bjergsen returning, you've got Fudge role swapping. So there's I feel like the spotlight is kind of on mid lane this year for the LCS. What are you anticipating for yourself, especially having to go up against some of these players?
I actually think the mid lane pool is probably not as strong as it was last year, if I'm honest. I think Bjergsen coming back sounds really, really good, but he himself has admitted that he's not going to look amazing at the beginning. Definitely, near the end, if everything goes well, he's going to be really, really a force to be reckoned with. But certainly at the beginning, similar with Fudge, I think he's definitely going to be not as comfortable on mid as he was at top at the end of the year. And there are just a lot more imports that aren't as well known. So honestly, I think mid lane, it's not going to be easier because LCS is never easy, but I don't think it's going to be, as star-studded as it was in the past. And I think that this is definitely a good year where now that I have a year under my belt, I think that I can really prove my skill and just show that I'm a level above a lot of these other players.
Is there anyone in particular that you're looking forward to face?
It has to be Bjergsen, right? He was the person above me on TSM for 2 years straight, and I learned so much from him. And it was really unfortunate that the year I got into LCS, he went to a coach position. I was pretty bummed about that, but I'm very excited to play him again, and I hope that we have some great matches.
Yeah. Inero, on the side of the team stuff, there's been so many changes. Every year we see a ton of teams make really big changes to the rosters. Are there any in particular that are interesting to you or that you are excited to have your 5 guys play against theirs?
I'm not sure, really, to be honest. I think the CLG one will be kind of cool, more so because it's there's a lot of players that were on our team, at least on the academy side, and then staff moving over. So that'll be fun to do, honestly. I was also really curious how contracts would do again on a new team, playing full time. But outside of that, not really. Yeah. To be honest.
Okay, well, on Golden Guardians,
yeah,
I'm kind of curious. This will be fun because you guys I love interviewing 2 people together. What do you think Olive's potential is this year, and what areas do you think he's going to have to grow in to surpass where he was last year, or what he was last year?
What's your potential this year, Nick?
What do you think?
Give him a solid first place.
Okay.
And if it's not, you're fucked. You're done for.
In spring or in summer?
No pressure. Spring immediately.
Oh, immediately.
If it's not week one MVP, disappointing.
Gotcha.
We're going back.
Okay. But are there any players that you see in the mid lane? Because he sounds pretty confident. He does. You said it's not easier, but it's less competition, or maybe less competition than previously. So are there any mid laners that you're excited to see him go up against?
Okay, this one will, I guess, sound kind of weird in context of the last split, but I really want to see Olive play versus Palafox again in a different setup. Because I don't know, when we were Academy, I had Palafox on my team, and we were versus Nick. It was a long time ago. And I don't know, that was our hardest matchup overall, and we kind of had our number with that. So I kind of want to be on the other side of it again, but with Palafox in a different setup, different system with things, and see how he does. Obviously, like we'll be on the winning side of that, but I just want to see,
Yeah.
how Palafox does.
Olive, how confident are you against Palafox?
I'm very confident. I mean, I'm confident against everyone, so it's not like I'm extra confident versus specific players. But
You're equally confident against every single one of these players?
I mean, confidence is probably just the wrong word, right? Like, I think I'm confident in myself, and I respect that my opponents are going to get better
Yeah.
and play like differently. If I just expect one player to be worse than another, and then they play really well that day, then I'm going to make mistakes that I wouldn't make against someone who plays normally to that level. Similarly, if I play against someone who's supposed to be much better, but they played really badly that day, then I'm going to not punish them on things. So
humble.
it's mainly that I just feel confident in my own level of play, and that if they do things that I think are punishable, then I'll trust my own judgment and not just preconceived notion that, oh yeah, this guy's no good, I'll just destroy him.
Well, obviously last year you got to work with Inero as a coach. There's been some coaching changes. What coaches do you think you're excited to see Inero coach against this year on the different teams? And is there anyone in specific that you want to see him have to coach against?
Coaching battle?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I mean,
Yeah, who's he going to lose draft to?
I don't think Nick Smith ever loses draft, so
Okay.
I'm not sure it really matters. I have to think. I don't even remember a lot of the coaching decisions.
You've got Giotto moving over
Yeah,
to
he
Team
moved to
Liquid.
yeah.
You've got
Chawies and for TSM.
yeah. There's
And then Oh, actually, I know. Thinkard.
Thinkard. Okay,
Yeah, because
over
Thinkard
LS?
was the academy coach, so I'm excited to see Civil War.
Okay. Very good.
Okay.
Thinkard's done? Okay. So he's much more confident against Thinkard than you are. He could have gone with the I'm equally confident against all the coaches thing, but he's just down to take down Thinkard. It's very good. All right. I'll ask both of you. Olive, last year you finished 8th. This year, I look at the teams. We were talking about this on Hotline League, I think, and it feels like there's just a ton of variance in terms of like what all these teams can be. Because you've got just a lot of wild cards in my mind on okay, will like the Cloud9 team actually coalesce, or will they eat each other alive, or I don't know. There's all sorts of stuff. So, what do you think Golden Guardians' potential could be, and what do you think the highest places that you guys could get in
First.
spring and summer? Okay,
Yeah, easy. First.
easy.
Yeah.
It'll be easy to get first, or just it's easy
mean,
to make that call.
It's obvious that we're going to get first.
okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I have confidence in our own coaching staff and players that we're going to improve faster than everyone else. Like, I think TL is just a bunch of veteran players, and they brought in Giotto, who is a quite good coach, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to play better than us, right? That's just how you played in the past doesn't dictate how you're going to play in the future. People like to bring up when I was on TSM Academy in 2019 that the roster looks really stacked, but it only looks really stacked because you went forward in time 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Maybe in 3 years from now, they'll look at the roster I'm currently on and be like, wow, that was an insane roster. No wonder they won. So I'm very confident that we're going to win.
Okay. How about you, Inero? What do you think the potential is? I'm sure you'll say first, but
You want me to come in, Travis, and just immediately say no, Nick was actually wrong.
yes,
I'm gonna have to go
no.
with a solid
I mean,
7th
I'm sure
place.
you have
1
other
improvement is
reasons
good.
why you think that you guys are going to get first.
Yeah, no, for us, playoffs is a bare minimum type of thing. I know power rankings and stuff will be kind of all over the place, but with the group we have together, once we can actually start practicing together, I'm very, very confident in our ability to really just contest any team that's there in the LCS. I don't know. I'm fucking excited. I pretty much agree with everything Nick's saying. Obviously, just say easy first place. That's always kind of a meme. You can't just say first place is super, super easy to get. But we have good, talented players. And I'm pretty confident. When we have staff helping cover every single position now too, everyone's going to be getting individual feedback across the board, much more direct, focused on them. And then we still have the team building side that I feel like we've been really, really good on. I'm very, very confident in us.
How about lock-in?
How about lock-in?
Yeah, how
I
are you
mean,
gonna do
we don't
lock-in?
even have everybody here yet to practice. So I don't know
Yes.
about the
But
lock-in
nobody
thing
else
yet,
does, from what it
but
sounds like, or most of the teams don't.
yeah, I don't think anyone really is super stressed about lock-in. It's
Yeah.
kind of a give your academy guys some time to show off and
Yes.
just test things, see how it's going.
Lock-in
So
doesn't matter is the new cry of LCS teams and stuff.
I don't think saying that you can use it to show off academy people means it doesn't matter.
No, I'm just teasing, but it's
So-
obviously it's an interesting situation given everybody's.
Yeah, you'll end up
visa
using
and
that
all
for
this
your
stuff.
like your little Reddit post.
Yeah,
title,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Inero
The
says
thumbnail.
lock-in doesn't
Yes,
matter.
yes.
I never said that except for right there, I guess.
Exactly. You just
Perfect.
said it again.
Ah,
You
screwed
said
up.
it multiple.
I said the
He
word.
reiterated it
Multiple times Inero says
yes,
lock-in
exactly.
doesn't matter. No,
Yes.
I think lock-in's actually really good. I really like lock-in. So
Okay.
I'm glad it's a thing that exists. I'm
Well,
just
you have
not
to.
really
That's
stressed about it.
my understanding was Golden Guardians helped pioneer lock-in as a product. So you
Yeah.
have to. You have to be a lock-in stand if you're on Golden
More
Guardians.
tournaments is good. I feel like there
Yes.
should be more tournaments like
More
that.
tournaments.
There's kind of no reason.
There's not
to.
enough tournaments, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
I think
Lock-in
it's
doesn't
helpful.
matter. We need more tournaments. Thank you, Inero.
Yes.
Anything you want to say to any of the fans before I hand it over to Olive for some?
As always, thanks to the fans. Thanks for supporting us. Yeah, not much to say right now. Nothing's really started. The season's not there.
Yes.
So, yeah, Nick.
Well, am I taking the mic?
You can take the mic.
Yep. Thank you to all the fans. I'm very excited for the next season. It's going to be a banger for sure, as it always is. And expect greatness.
Very good. Expect greatness.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. You have to be careful. You have to be. FlyQuest. Their thing is showcase greatness. So
Nah, that's completely different. That one's terrible.
very good. All right. There we go. Some trash talk on the mottos from the teams. Thank you
you.
both so much for the interview. Looking forward to seeing you guys compete. You against all the great mid lane talent, and you against ThinkCard. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel. It's a new year, which means it's a new you, which means maybe you need a new computer or a new monitor or some new accessories. There's a bunch of cool stuff that just got announced, actually, that Alienware's coming out with soon. But right now, why don't you do me a favor and celebrate the new year by doing something maybe I've asked you to do before on a couple of occasions, which is to click the link in the description below and head over to alienware.com/Travis to take a look at all the awesome stuff over at Alienware's website, where you can pick up something swell to get ready for 2022. Thanks to them for their support and their sponsorship of our content.